Good morning, everybody. It's your girl, Supportive Mom. I want to talk about something that affects all of our lives and that is very important in all of our lives. And that thing is change. Change is never easy, regardless of how determined we may be to make that thing happen. Because most of the time, change requires for us to end a communication with people that we really like. But let's start by being honest with ourselves. And see, that's the problem what a lot of us do. We don't want to be honest with ourselves and take a look not at anybody else's life, but let's take a look at our own individual life. Not your husband's life, not your parents' life, not your child's life. I know my children are going to say, ooh, not my life. No, not your child's life. Let's take a look at the beginning of this year at our own individual lives and decide what we could change in our own life. So in order to make that change, we need to look at what motivates you to do the things in your life that you do. For an example, let's say smoking, being negative, spending too much money, overeating. That's one that we all do. But what are the triggers in my life? What are the triggers in your life? Something is causing these things. Let's decide on today and take a look and let's be honest. That's going to be my little key word. Let's be honest and true to ourselves and say, why am I having this behavior? Because we're talking about changing our life, not anyone else's life. We have to be honest with ourselves if we want to make this change. Then and only then can you make a change and make the decision to say that I'm going to do what I need to do to make this change. Now, let's ask ourselves, are you ready for change? Sometimes in our life, we can know that something, someone, or some event is not healthy or not good for our life. But we need to make the decision to say, am I ready? Am I willing to do or separate myself from this person or from the event or from this pain or from the sorrow? We have to decide, am I willing to separate from it, or is this something that I'm ready to keep in my life? Because a lot of times we know exactly what is the trigger and what's causing it. But the thing is, this January 2023, are we ready to make the decision? Making a change is like this. It's like wearing a pair of shoes that's too small or too large. You go into the store. This is how change has to work. You go into the store, young lady, young man, and you see these bad shoes. Oh, this happened to me over the Christmas holiday. I was trying to buy a pair of red boots for Destiny, but they never got her size in. So let's say you go into the store. I wear a size 7, but the shoe that I'm looking at only comes in a 6, which is too small, and they only have it in an 8, which is too large. Now, I really like these shoes, and I really want these shoes. So, am I going to purchase these shoes and put them on my feet and walk around in a size 6, which is too small, and have my toes all crunched up and hurt? Am I willing to do that, balled up and painted? Or am I going to get them in a size 8 and have them flopping everywhere all over my feet? That's the same way in our life. Some things in our life have us crunched up and squinching every time we're around that person or that event. And some things have us just flopping everywhere, like a pair of shoes that's too large. So we have to make a decision. Do I want to wear these shoes too small, too large, or am I going to wait until they come in my size and get a perfect fit and I can strut around in these boots or in these shoes in the size that's comfortable for my feet? That's the decision that we have to make. Then the next thing you could do after you have decided to cut off some things or different things that you want in your life, now let's look at our goals and decide what are the things that we want to accomplish in our life, short term, this year, or long term. But let's just start off by taking a look at some things that's short term. And I like to say, write your vision, write it down. Let's write down the things that we're going to say yes to. Also, let's write down the things that we're going to say no to. Because when you write these things down, this is going to be able to allow you to go back and look at the things that you have decided in your life to say, this is what I want, and no, I said I'm not putting up with this year. So let's write the vision. And for example, what you could do is, let's do one that most of us have a problem with. Weight. Okay, I want to see, look at Sweet Pea Nick. See that little fat? So, for example, let's use weight loss. as one, okay? Let's be honest and true. Let's not lie and say, girl, I'm going to get up and I'm going to run a mile every morning. Most of us, the majority of us, we're not going to do that. Now, some people may, but most people are not going to run a mile a day. So let's say that we're going to start by eliminate white food from our diet. That's something that's reachable, something that we know that we can do, that we can say, okay, I'm not going to eat bread. I'm start off with bread, and then after you master the bread, you can say, okay, now I'm going to take away the spaghetti, the pasta. See, I'm thinking about me. These are things that I love. Give me some white food, potatoes, pasta, Alfredo. Oh, girl. Oh, I'm just in heaven. So I can start by saying that I'm going to try to eliminate white foods from my diet. So let's write it down, and that will help you. And so take a look, if you get a chance, at Habakkuk 2 and 3. And from the King James Version, it reads, and the Lord answered and said, write the vision and make it plain upon the tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. See, just like you're going to wait for that right side shoe to come in, you're going to wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And then I also like the New International Version. It reads, then the Lord replied, write down the revelation, the thing that you want, and make it plain, simple, to the point. You don't have to be all, just make it plain on tablets, so that Harold may run with it. For the revelation of wait is waiting for you. At an appointed time, it speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay. So we have to wait for the things that's proper in our lives, for that nice, perfect size 7. Sometimes we have to learn to wait. So let me say this about change now. A lot of times in life, we know that we need change. We don't want to make change, but we have to if we want to grow, if you want to advance. I know I've been preaching this and saying this, but we have got to decide, what are we going to do to better our lives? We got to make those decisions. What are we going to do? We got to take away the negative. We got to take away all the things that's bothering our life. And not only take away, but sometimes we need to add on some things in our lives to better our life. So let's just think on that for 2023. What are we going to do? We're going to take control of our mind. So that's what really is the problem. We need to learn to control our mind, control our thoughts. So I'm going to leave you on that note for this video. Change, control of the mind, control of the thought pattern, take away the negative, add on the positive, okay? Y'all know the Sweet Pea love y'all. Hugs and kisses to everybody. I'm so glad that everybody had a wonderful holiday. Happy New Year to everybody. I love y'all. Comment down below. Talk to me about some things that you're going to change in your life. All the things that you're going to do to make your life better. And I'm going to share some things with you that I'm going to do to make my life better. Happy New Year, and talk to you the next time.